Hey bro, what's up? Hope you're chill. So there's a fresh update in City Skylines 2, and I wanted to give you a proper, deep, and relaxed walkthrough of what changed, what actually matters for your cities, and the nitty-gritty of the patch notes so you can narrate this smoothly on your video. This update 1.4.2F1 brings bicycles into the simulation as a proper transport mode, with bike lanes, bike paths, bike parking, and new behaviors for citizens who will now choose cycling as a realistic alternative for short to medium trips. Bikes prefer dedicated infrastructure but can use regular lanes when needed, which immediately adds another layer to traffic flow and route choice that you'll start to see in your sims right away. Beyond the bikes themselves, the update slides in a handful of new service buildings and decorative assets, so you have more options when sculpting neighborhoods and industrial areas. And there are also some region-appropriate zoning bits thrown into the mix to help make older town and mixed-use quarters read better visually and functionally. The team also put work into traffic and pathfinding improvements, which means tweaks to how vehicles choose routes, how deliveries happen, and how AI reacts to congestion. And those changes are aimed at smoothing out some of the strangest pathing behavior we've been seeing since launch. On stability and bug fixes, they targeted crashes tied to custom assets and signature buildings, patched a few nasty edge cases around resource delivery and building behaviors, and made a number of smaller UI and polish fixes that should reduce weird tooltip errors, incorrect service radiuses, and some of the more annoying visual glitches. In practical terms, that means some of those mystery CTDs that could happen when an asset misreported its data should be less frequent, though the usual caveat applies. Complex or corrupted workshop assets can still cause issues, so backups are wise. For your script, talk about the gameplay ripple effects. Adding bikes changes how citizens plan trips, so you'll probably see fewer very short car trips if you supply good bike infrastructure, and that can free up space on local streets while concentrating different pressures onto your arterial network. However, because the Pathfinder recalibrates, some traffic patterns can look odd at first while the simulation finds a new equilibrium. Also mention mod compatibility because this is the part of patch days that gets heated. Mods and custom assets that touch traffic, vehicles, road tools, or the UI are the most likely to throw errors until their authors push updates. And the community thread has already begun cataloging which big name mods need attention. If you want the specific patch note content verbatim for your narration, the essentials are bicycles and a full bicycle toolset, including lanes, paths, upgrades to existing roads to add bike lanes, and parking. Several new service buildings and park asset additions, pathfinding and traffic logic updates to address routing oddities and delivery behavior, crash fixes and stability improvements aimed at signature buildings and problematic assets, UI and art fixes, plus a range of small gameplay adjustments touching tourism, crime reduction calculations, and service efficiencies. The update text also flags modding adjustments and compatibility notes from the developers, which is their polite way of reminding players that mod authors will need to update interfacing code. You can read and reference the official patch release and developer posts for direct quotes and the full change list if you want to show a link on screen. Narratively, you can frame the patch as the team delivering a core urban transport feature that was missing at launch, while also addressing long-standing stability and traffic pain points that affect both new and veteran players. Make the point that bikes change not just flow, but design choices. Bike lanes allow you to shrink car-dominant street cross-sections in residential neighborhoods, create safer feeder routes to transit hubs, and design first, last-mile solutions that complement buses and trams. Mention how this is a chance for creative city design. Parks, mixed zoning, and smaller service buildings pair nicely with active transport, and emphasize the visible difference when citizens opt for two wheels instead of short car trips. You should also call attention to the community side. Expect a flurry of compatibility reports, patch day threads cataloging broken mods, and quick hotfixes from the devs if something critical slips through. That drama is normal and usually resolves over a few days as modders push updates and the studio issues small hotfixes for any regressions. Advise viewers in your tone to keep their saves backed up and to test mods in a clean profile if they want to re-enable them, but keep that as part of the narrative rather than a dry checklist. Wrap your script by painting a picture. The cityscape is now a little more believable, with bikes weaving through dedicated paths, quieter local streets where people actually choose to pedal, and a simulation that's been tuned in a bunch of places to run smoother. Mention one or two concrete moments for viewers to look out for when they load the update, like bike hubs outside transit stations, shifts in short trip traffic, and the new service buildings popping up. And let your voice carry that mix of critique and genuine excitement about new design options and the inevitable mod updates that will follow. Keep the energy casual, keep your delivery steady, and treat the patch like a meaningful step forward that also comes with the usual patch day caveats.